No one will stop me now! Not if I have anything to say about it. Mamma mia! It belongs in a museum. Stop that! Stop that! You know, for the longest time, this was the only real way you could bring your toys to life. Then, thanks to some trendy tech, video games came along and decided to give our imaginations a bit of a break and do some of that work for us. Thus, a new cross-genre of game was born known as Toys to Life. One of the earliest examples of these real-world crossovers was the PC title UB Funkies, created back in 2007 by toy company Mattel. While the game itself was extremely basic, the concept of collecting physical characters, which were essentially dressed up USB sticks, successfully paved the way for larger video game studios to further develop the technology and ideas.
Let's do this! Introducing Skylanders Swap Force.
Early entries like Skylanders introduced gamers to the concept of using a portal, essentially a base plugged directly into your console that allowed the swapping in and out of figures to change characters on the fly. The real magic going on here was thanks to the use of near-field communicator or radio frequency identification chips in the base of the figurines that could be used to identify each toy and even store players' save data. Suddenly, everyone wanted a piece of the Toys to Life pie. Disney jumped on board with their Toy Box Infinity series. Nintendo built their reader into some of their hardware, creating amiibos, mascot figures that could be used in multiple games. Even Lego, an already well-established toy brand, attempted to bridge the gap between the real world and the digital with Lego Dimensions. Some assembly required, of course. And while at first consumers were excited to snatch up every new set or series, it wasn't long before the novelty began to wear off. Soon, both Lego and Disney had discontinued their Toys to Life games, and even Skylanders, the one that really started the whole trend, decided it would take a break after their last game Imaginators released back in 2016. It looked as if the fad was over, and it was going to take an out-of-this-world idea to bring these kind of toys back to life. First announced at E3 back in 2017, Starlink Battle for Atlas caught many by surprise with its plan to reignite our nostalgia for peripheral playthings. Now with a full hands-on available at this year's E3, I took the chance to speak with the game's creative director and find out what prompted this return into the realm of real-world toys.
So we were given this mandate to create something new and a new way to interact with a video game. And so there's been lots of prototypes being made. And at one point, this prototype emerged from the others. And it was something that just since the beginning was very magical. This instant, as soon as you put a piece on your controller, the piece appears instantly on the screen, and it's something that has always been magical since the beginning. So we built the game around that.
There's my ship. My monstrosity of a ship is in the game, and it flies.
The idea was to build on the magic of this innovation. So this is why after that we created this big open world and those fascinating characters to discover. So we think the whole thing together is really something that feels unique and exciting.
The Legion is growing. There aren't enough of us. We need to find help from every planet in Atlas.
Starlink Battle for Atlas is the story of this group of adventurers that we call the Starlink Initiative. And they arrive in Atlas exploring the stars in search of the homeworld of one of their team members. And right away there, they're going to get ambushed as soon as they arrive in Atlas. They're going to get stranded on a nearby planet, and they're going to have to find who's behind the Forgotten Legion, the enemy who attacked them.
You must feed my legion.
What I love the most is seeing people who come to our media room or our booth, and then they try it, and then they're telling us like, wow, I'm surprised, like there's a game there and I had tons of fun.
It's got creatures on it. Hello.
Yeah, we had some players who build a ship. You know, some of the wings, they have 90 degrees orientation, and some of them have like 40 degrees orientation. And we've seen players putting some wings that were going vertically.
It works! It actually works!
And then they were staying behind a rock and shooting at weak points from there because the wings were going high enough to go over. You can have those emergent situations that can happen with how you build your starship. I think players are really enjoying discovering how big the world is and the depth of the combat mechanics. And so seeing that is a total blast.
I will finish this.